will be August 26th. The location, Eastern Naval Command Headquarters, Visakhapatnam. It will be a day of resounding triumph for Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Indian Navy is all set to induct its latest stealth-guided missile frigate, the indomitable INS Himgiri and the formidable INS Udaygiri. Both of them belong to the Nilgiri-class frigates, formerly classified as Project 75 Alpha, built by Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders and the GRSE. Designed by the Warship Design Bureau, these Nilgiri-class beasts will complement currently serving Shivalik-class frigates. But these naval marvels, born from Indian ingenuity, are not just warships. They are a symbol of our unyielding resolve to dominate the seas. With 75% indigenous content involving over 200 MSMEs, they propel India into a new era of maritime supremacy, enhancing firepower and blue water prowess like never before.
There is a chance that if it is stealth, the radar will not be able to pick it up. So if it can't see the target, it can't fire. Even if it picks up, let us say the missile has been fired. The missiles normally have, in their homing head, they have a radar reflective or radio reflective transmissions. So it may or may not reflect the, the picture of the ship back to the missile. So it can get a little bit deviate from its path. So I think stealth is very useful in that you are protecting yourself from getting picked up and getting targeted.
Stealth-guided missile frigates are multi-mission warships that are designed for operations in deep sea environment, which are far away from the ocean. As the characterization of the frigate says, that they are built with high-quality stealth technology that are designed to evade enemy radar detection, offshore particularly. So these frigates are medium-sized and extremely mobile, unlike destroyers, so they are naturally more easy to be deployed in any contingency, particularly in warlike scenarios.
A frigate is a class of ship which is smaller in displacement than a classic destroyer class. This makes them faster, harder to target, and ideal for multi-role operations such as escort duties, patrols, and anti-ship operations. However, Nilgiri-class frigates are built for blue water operations. They by themselves are a force to reckon with. Built at 149 meters long with displacements of 6,670 tons, INS Himgiri and INS Udaygiri can reach top speeds up to 30 knots or around 55.56 kilometers per hour. An estimated advantage of 3 knots than the Chinese Type 054A class frigates. It's all possible because of the combined diesel or gas marine propulsion system that makes them extremely agile for maneuvers. And then there is firepower. INS Himgiri and INS Udaygiri are formidable with their arsenal, equipped with BrahMos supersonic missiles, Bharat 8 surface-to-air missiles for about 70 kilometers of range, anti-submarine torpedoes, and rapid-fire CIWS. These ships are lethal blend of offense and defense.
They are equipped with very sophisticated delivery systems, including the BrahMos supersonic missiles and the Bharat 8, which India and Israel have jointly developed. They are definitely long range and highly capable of attacking enemy warplanes, warships, and submarines, therefore serving in 3 different vectors. So the biggest advantage of these frigates is that they are easily deployable in a war and can be operationalized in a high-stake environment relatively quickly, because of their medium size and because of their delivery system, so you can deploy them, operationalize them, and call them back to the port in a very short period of time. So that way it enhances its war application.
You know, these ships did not have a missile earlier. These ships had guns, but now they will have the missiles. So, specialization by and large both surface to surface warfare, surface to air warfare, anti-submarine warfare. These days, frigate and destroyer, the weapon system differentiation has become very little, except that destroyers are heavier ships, they have more engine power, they have more of this firepower, but by and large capable of doing the same thing. They can stay on target for a long time.
Globally, INS Himgiri and INS Udaygiri stack up brilliantly against contemporaries like China's Type 054A or USS Nilgiri-class destroyers. Our indigenous stealth and BrahMos speed give us the upper hand in agility and strike power. No longer followers, India leads in blue water innovation.
In the Navy, when you see that some ship is commissioned, some submarine is commissioned, it is not a reaction to anything. The Navy has a 15-year, 30-year shipbuilding plan, and the ships have to be replaced at particular time frame depending upon how much is the life left of the previous ship. We operate, Indian Ocean, entire Indian Ocean. If you see the map, it is quite big. So you have to traverse in the blue water. Blue water, brown water is primarily what? Blue water is open sea. And therefore, this is a good example as to how the Navy has imbibed technology, and you will see that nearly 75% of equipment on board are all Indian made. So we are quite ahead on the Atmanirbhar, particularly the Navy. So it's an example of our becoming more and more Atmanirbhar and more capable as a firepower in the blue ocean.
The induction of Nilgiri-class frigates are definitely the right step towards improving the Navy's operational capabilities, particularly in the Indian Ocean region and in the Indo-Pacific in general. India already has a relative parity with the Chinese Navy, and these modernization help India to fill that gap and address that parity. So lastly, we must understand that the induction of both INS Udaygiri and Nilgiri is a testimony to India's indigenous naval equipment and India's development capabilities. As you know, the warships are privately developed, and 75% of the products that are used in these naval ships are sourced from India.
With a budget of rupees 45,000 crore, after the commission of INS Nilgiri this year, INS Udaygiri and INS Himgiri will be the next two ships in the class of 7 ordered for Project 17A class frigates, with INS Taragiri, Mahendragiri, Dronagiri and Vindhyagiri also expected to enter service over the next year. Forward-looking, these inductions catapult India towards a 170 warship fleet target by the year 2035 and help the Navy expand its operation reach in the Indian Ocean region.
It allows India to project strength in deep sea missions, allows it to take over more missions, more advanced missions, particularly when required for rescuing or anti-piracy operations. And most importantly, these frigates are equipped with BrahMos missiles, which is supersonic missiles, and also other long-range surface-to-air missiles.
First thing that you have to identify who's your adversary. I would say that our western neighbor, namely Pakistan, they are your sworn enemy because they will not change. And their naval power is also being increased by their good friend China. Now, China is selling virtually everything, submarine, ships, etc., etc. But they are still quite far away from the firepower of the Indian Navy. Indian Navy in the Indian Ocean region is the most powerful resident Navy. Otherwise, the US Navy is not very far. They are based in Manama. They are also out at sea most of the time. The Chinese Navy has not come into Indian Ocean in total full strength.
In scale, India's navy outshines in the Indian Ocean region, with over 150 warships versus China's distant deployments lacking local air cover. We are the resident powerhouse, a superior power to Pakistan and closing gap to China with relentless modernization.
Immediately after the cowardly incident by Pakistani-sponsored terrorist attack at Pahalgam, we had validated our anti-missile and anti-aircraft defense capability in a complex threat environment using cross-platform cooperative mechanism.
India's growing indigenous prowess is only empowering its naval might. It was evident when India's indigenously developed aircraft carrier INS Vikrant made Pakistan a landlocked nation during Operation Sindoor. Today, the Indian Navy stands tall as the defender and the guardian of the Indian Ocean region against all adversaries of India.
Effectively, it compelled the Pakistani air elements to remain bottled up close to the Makran coast, denying any opportunity to be a threat in maritime space. The Indian Navy maintains a credible capability to detect, identify and neutralize any aerial platforms that threaten our units at sea. To sum up, the Indian Navy's dominance thus ensured that, should we choose to, we can strike at will.
In the vast expanse of the Indian Ocean, INS Himgiri and INS Udaygiri stand as unbreakable guardians of our sovereignty. These frigates aren't just warships, they are the roar of a rising superpower, ensuring our seas forever echo with the thunder of Jai Hind.